Good morning, Stampers. It's Elizabeth from StampScrapAndMore.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Canada. And I am back here with another tutorial on using the Sailing Home stamp set. I love this. I did a online class for my VIP and team page on the weekend, and they did 3 cards. So I'm breaking down the 3 cards into 3 separate videos to post on YouTube, and I hope that you subscribe so that you can get notified whenever there's new content. So there's a card up already that is the beginner card, and now we are going to work on the casual crafter card. It's a little bit, it's casual crafter because it's a bit of a different fold, but there are no dies or embossing on this card. So let's get started, and I hope you have a pen and paper handy because I am going to give you some measurements. So this is the card, and it's an easel fold card. It's still a pretty simple card to put together, just basic shapes and stamping, no die cutting, but there is some punches, but it's a great introduction to using punches. So this is the stamp set we're going to use, and we're not using any of the dies from the coordinating dies. These are the dies. In the next card, the advanced card, we will be using dies. Both of these products are carrying over into the new catalog. Actually, the only thing that I'm going to use that is not carrying over is the Designer Series paper, but you can use any paper that you have on hand that would fit, and the 1 3/8 circle punch. However, you can use the layering circle dies to use this. For the sake of the videos and tutorials, it's a lot easier to just pull out a punch. I'm sorry that I shouldn't be using it, but it just makes life so much easier. So we're going to be using the lighthouse, the birds, the let hope be your anchor through the storm of life, and the compass. So and we're using Night of Navy ink. And, I'm just going to put this up here on the side so I can make sure I got the steps right. First thing we're going to do is the Night of Navy is 5.5 by 8.5, and it's scored at 2 1/8. And you really do need to score these lines so that it sits properly. And then it is scored at 4 1/4. Like that. And the card is going to sit like that. First thing we're going to do is the piece of Whisper White that is 4 by 5 1/4. It is going to get mounted on the inside like that. We need a piece of Designer Series paper that's 2 by 5 1/4, and that's going to get mounted on the bottom like that. Needed a piece of Designer Series paper that's 1 7/8 by 5 1/4, and it will get mounted there like that. And you need a piece of Night of Navy that's 4 by 2 1/2. A piece of Whisper White that's 3 3/4 by 2 1/4, and they're going to get mounted like that. And this will ultimately get adhered to there. And then you need a piece of Night of Navy that's 1 1/2 by 4. And you need some scrap Whisper White for the compass and for this sentiment. And you'll need Wink of Stella, your glue, and some of the braided trim. I had it out. Oh, here it is. Some of it's called braided linen thread. It's carrying over as well, just so you know. And you'll need a gemstone and Wink of Stella. I think I said that. So let's get started. First off, we're going to mount the Designer Series paper to the base of the Whisper White. I was looking for my adhesive. I loved all 3 cards. So every Sunday I do a Simple Stamping Sunday Plus. The plus is sometimes I add in something more than simple stamping. So that's my disclaimer, I should say. So this week we did the 3 cards, the beginner card, which is in the first video, which is May 18th, this card, and then it will be the advanced card. And now we're going to take the linen thread, and I just took probably about 9 inches, probably more than I needed. And on top of the Designer Series paper, we're going to mount it on top. I'm just going to bring it over and temporarily put a couple of strips of the snail adhesive and make sure it didn't move a bit, and it did. Oops, didn't do that very well. Didn't do that very well at all, Elizabeth. And let me put it back again. There we go. And now I'm going to take a couple of pieces of Scotch tape and really get that tape down. And I'm going to cut off the excess. And that's in the top. One thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take a glue dot because this is the trim is not secured at the front and it's really narrow. I'm going to take a glue dot and I'm going to roll it around on my fingers. Whoops. Once I get it, oh, there it is. I'm going to roll it around on my fingers to make it like a log. And then I'm just going to put it on the Designer Series paper and then put the ribbon on top of it. And that way it will, the ribbon will be secured down. And now I'm going to put adhesive on the back of this. And I'm also putting adhesive down the edge of the ribbon like that so that it really stays secure on the card base. And I'm going to mount this on the inside of the card. Like that. Okay. And while I'm here, I'm going to take this piece of Designer Series paper and I'm going to mount it onto that flap. It's a really difficult time right now. Everyone's going online to do tutorials, and it's the new catalog launch is coming, so I just came up with an idea for a new catalog launch. So it made me happy for my customers so that they can, if you're one of my customers and you want in on the launch, just let me know, send me an email. And now that will sit like that. But let's do some stamping now. We need the Night of Navy. And I'm going to take the lighthouse. And I feel a sneeze coming on. Just an allergy sneeze, nothing more. I'm going to stamp that like that. And then on my scrap piece of Whisper White, I am going to stamp. Yeah, I think that's okay. It might have been too close to the edge. Oh, and while I've got the birds out, I'm going to stamp the birds in the top corner like that. And this is where you're going to write your sentiment. And I need a scrap piece of white. See if I can do this. I think it'll fit. I'm going to take the Anchor of Life, stamp it like that, and now I'm going to put away that ink pad because I am going to wear it. Okay, so the piece of Night of Navy, that is 1.5 by 4. I'm just going to get this punch out of the way. This is the triple banner punch. I'm going to punch both ends. Did I do that? I didn't hear it click. I did not hear it click. Let's try again. Oh, why is it not clicking? Why is it not clicking? Oh, I know why it's not clicking. Hold, please, because I got it out of alignment. 1 second. There we go. I had locked it by mistake, and it wasn't going all the way down. There we go. Now I'm going to lock it. Sometimes your thumb gets stuck on the lever that pushes it to lock, and that's what I had done. And I'm going to take the 1 3/8 retired punch, but you can use the layering circles if you don't still have this punch. And I'm going to take this, oh, I can't remember what the name of it is. It's carrying over. Fancy label punch or something like that. I'm just hoping that I've left enough space. Oh, I have. I have. This is why I like using up my scrap paper. There we go. I can close that. Okay, we can mount the lighthouse onto this piece of Night of Navy. Like that. And while we've got that here, I'm going to take the Wink of Stella, and the bottom of the lighthouse, I am going to color it in with the Wink of Stella, but it's also going to blend in the water, the ink, the water-based ink, like that. I'm just blending it in so that it looks like water lapping against the shore. And then the last thing I'm going to do on the lighthouse, I didn't do it on the original, but I'm going to do it on this one. I'm just coloring in with the light Daffodil Delight. Try not to touch the sides of the lighthouse, the ink, because it will run. So that is it. And you can hardly even see the shimmer. Maybe there you can see a little bit of the Wink of Stella at the bottom. And there I colored in the lighthouse with the Daffodil Delight really lightly, because you don't want to touch the ink at all, because it will run. Okay, so what are we going to do? Let's pop this guy up. So this is the compass, and we're going to pop him up with dimensionals. I hesitate because I have like 3 packages of dimensionals on my desk, and do you think I can find them? I really do. After this video, I really do need to clean up my desk before I do the next card. And there is a north, south, east, west on this, so I just wanted to make sure that I had it right. And I'm just going to put it there, and it's going to give another way for the card to stay down. Once we mount this on, it's going to give more weight so that the card will sit properly. So now what I'm going to do, I am going to dry mount this to the bottom, and I am going to flip this over and make a pencil mark like that. That's where I want the adhesive to go. I want the adhesive to go below that pencil mark. You can use snail, you can use Tombow, you can use, am I running out? No. Oops, that's why it didn't work, because I got a dimensional stuck in there. Or you can use tear and tape, it's up to you. There's not too much interaction with this card, so if you don't have to use tear and tape, but a lot of people do like to use it. Okay, and I've got ink on here. Oh my goodness, Elizabeth, I got ink on there. Let's see if I can get that off. So it'll just be, no, I can't get it off. I didn't let the Night of Navy dry enough. You can hardly even see it. And then this will go like that. And then last but not least, let your anchor is going to go flush on top of that because we are going to pop this up. So I didn't want to get too thick, too bulky, like that. And now we're going to pop that up. And I'm also going to put one in the middle so it doesn't sag. And then the last thing we have to do, I have an alternate to show you when I'm done. I had an idea. So we're just going to put that there. And then last but not least, we're going to put a rhinestone right here. And if you'd like, you can color that rhinestone in blue, or you can leave it, clear rhinestone. So that's the card. Whoops. That's the card. Isn't that pretty? There we go. Now, the alternate card. So I'd made this card a few times. As I said, I made it yesterday with the club. But today I thought, oh, if you wanted to take it up just a notch and you wanted to embellish it even a little bit more, but then this would take it from a casual crafter card to an avid crafter card, because we're introducing the die. So in this case, I added the pinwheel to the left-hand side like that. And so it's the same card, but just added another element. Really hard to see because of the angle, but you get the idea. So that's the card with the pinwheel, or not the pinwheel, the steering wheel. And then this is the card without the steering wheel. So that's it for, this is it for the casual stamper card. Maybe you'll see this a little bit better, but then you've got the problem with the lights. Like that. And then there it is without the pinwheel. Or I keep calling it a pinwheel, without the steering wheel. And they both fold flat like that to mail. So that's the card for today. That's the casual stamping card using Sailing Home. And check in again a little later on in the week for the Avid card. It's a Kim Fee inspired card, and it's beautiful, and I had to recreate it for the Avid Crafter card. Take care and have a great day.